Hello everybody and welcome to the E-Arena here on the campus of East Los Angeles Community College, which will be the host for the 10th annual Okawa Classic the next 2.5 days. I'm Noah Alvarez and I'm joined by Albert Robles for tonight's broadcast, bringing you ELAC basketball here on SportsNetUSA.net. It's the first day of the Okawa Classic as your Huskies will be taking on the West LA Wildcats. It's the second game of the day here in Monterey Park, as we'll provide the score and stats from the earlier game earlier in the day here in this gym. This is the Huskies' third home game of the season, and they enter with a record of 2-12 on the young season. They are led by 16th-year head coach Bruce Turner, who has faith that this young team will be able to turn things around before they hit conference play. Over on the other side, the Wildcats of West LA. They're led by 5th-year head coach Tuan Heron and enter tonight's match 7-3, which is good enough to be ranked 20th in the latest CCC WBCA rankings. The Wildcats are a much more experienced team. They have 7 sophomores on their roster, 5 of which are returning from last year's squad. They are led by sophomore duo, the guard Miracle Davidson, who averages just under 19 points per game, and forward Angel Morris, who gives the Wildcats 12 points a game. The leader scorers for ELAC Huskies this year have been forward Isabel Aranjo Gomez. She comes into the game averaging 18 points per game. And right behind her is Gabrielle Quintana. She averages just over 17.5 points per game on the young season. As they have announced both starting fives here at the E-Arena. Again, I'm Noah Alvarez. You are listening to ELAC basketball here on SportsNetUSA.net. ELAC looking to turn things around on the young season, 2-12. Bruce Turner is in his 16th year. He's gotten this Husky team to the playoffs 6 years in a row, looking to make it 7 this year, but we'll need to turn things around come conference play. They're currently in the South Coast North Conference. It'll be Isabel Aranjo wearing number 52 jumping, and for the Wildcats, it's number 30, Carly Schwenke. ELAC controls the tip. Martinez looking to push the pace, gets it over to 52, Rankin, and there's going to be a jump ball down low. Huskies are heading from right to left. They're in the white uniforms. Wildcats heading from left to right. They're in the all blues. So 9:50 in the first quarter, bringing it up for the Wildcats. Talia Shadow, she's joined on the floor. They get it down low quickly. Angel Morris kicks it back out. She's looking to get position down low on a much smaller Husky defender. It's Shadow in the right corner now. 9:30 left to go in the first. And there's a whistle. Moving screen on Morris. Wildcats are 7-3 on the young season. It's Rankin bringing up the ball. Quintana bringing up the ball as it's an early three-pointer. No good by the Huskies. Rebounded and controlled by the Wildcats as they head the other way. Examaya Miller bringing it up. Now they get it down low to Schwenke. Schwenke with Gomez on her. She gets it poked away. It's a steal for the Huskies. Still a scoreless game as Martinez now pushing the tempo, drives left side, kicks it down low. It's a wide open baseline jumper, can't get it to connect as Schwenke grabs the rebound. Quintana now guarding her defender, tips this pass away, and she controls possession, so it's now the Huskies looking to score the first points. Quintana drives. Her teardrop is no good, but now Aranjo has the ball at the top of the arc. She's looking to get into the offense. Quintana drives middle, kicks. Bishop now has the ball. She drives middle, draws some contact, can't get the short range shot to go, but she will go to the line for 2 free throws. So it's Quintana wearing number 52, Maria Martinez, the sophomore guard, wearing number 22 on the floor. They're joined by Aranjo, Capers, and Bishop. The Wildcats made 2 substitutions, so the 5 on the floor for them. Angel Morris, Examaya Miller, Shadow. And just checking into the game for them is Miracle Davison, as well as Trinity Connor, wearing number 32. First free throw is no good. Second free throw is short as well, but ELAC controls with the offensive rebound, and now it's Quintana getting into the offense for the Huskies. Looking for the first point still. Quintana's going to take a three-pointer from the left side. Can't get it to go. It's short. Schwenke grabs the rebound. Now it's Shadow blazing down the court. She picks up her dribble at the top of the free throw line. 8:02 left to go in the first quarter. Connor now kicks it back out. Schwenke now has the ball with a much smaller Martinez. Aranjo gets the steal as she brings it up herself. It's a 2-on-2 opportunity, and they're going to call a blocking foul as Aranjo shows off the nice dribbles. She was able to poke the ball away on the other side from Schwenke, who had the much smaller Martinez on her. And then Aranjo did it herself. She's the lone returner that played big minutes on last year's team. She's averaging 12 points per game this year, shooting 38% from the field. Southpaw, she shoots from the left side. First free throw is good, and we have the first score of the game, 1-0 in favor of East LA. Second free throw, short. Just checking in for the Wildcats is Lauren Lee. She grabs the rebound. 7:40 left to go. It's a 1-0 game. ELAC. And just like that, it's quickly a 2-1 lead for West LA. Schwenke was able to get the short-range shot down on the left side. Now Quintana pushing the tempo, drives left, can't get it to go. Crashing on the board was both Schwenke and Bishop. Bishop is going to be called for the foul. 7:24 left to go. Again, you're watching ELAC basketball here on SportsNetUSA.net. I'm Noah Alvarez, joined by Albert Robles here at the E-Arena on the campus of East Los Angeles Community College. As they get this ball down low, and it's a layup for Connor. Good entry pass there by Schwenke, who was on the left side. She gets the assist. 4-1 is the score in favor of West LA. As Quintana fakes the dish, drives left, gets the and one opportunity. She saw Martinez in the corner, faked the pass to her, faked out the defender momentarily, drew the contact, and was able to get the layup, and will go to the line for one. This is the Okawa Classic. First day, second game of the first day, as Quintana's first free throw, only free throw, is good. So it's a three-point play for the Huskies. 4-all is the score. 6:50 left to go in the first quarter. Shadow gets trapped, throws a dangerous pass. It's poked away by Quintana. And hustling down on the other side of the court is Lee. Wildcats now have 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Connor has the ball. She swings it over. Again, these dangerous passes, floating it high up in the air. Lee in the corner. Now back to Shadow. Gets it to Schwenke. Right elbow jumper, no good. Aranjo grabs the rebound. That's going to be important, as the Wildcats are a very good offensive rebounding team. They're second in the CCCAA, as this pass is deflected by Schwenke. It was Quintana trying to get it down low. Another dangerous pass, full court heave, as Aranjo tips it away, and now the Huskies are in control. So a little back and forth, sloppy passes from both teams. Capers came away with it. Now Quintana has the ball on the left side. Quintana drives, drops it off for Aranjo. Aranjo, the sophomore, moves left, can't get it to go. Capers grabs the rebound, and her shot is blocked by Lee. Lee now heading the other way. She's going to do it herself and get 2 points. Layup on the left side. It's a 6-4 West LA lead. 5:35 left to go in the first quarter. Same starting five out on the floor for the Huskies as they look to get some things going on the offensive end. Quintana sets up for a three-pointer left side. Can't get it to go, but Capers does grab the rebound. Now she kicks it out to Martinez. Martinez misses the three-pointer from the right wing. And they get another offensive rebound, so 2 3 possessions here for the Huskies. Jumper by Aranjo is way short. I believe that was Davidson who got a finger on that one for the block. And on the other end, it's Capers who blocks Davidson's layup opportunity. Martinez gets it ahead. It's a 2-on-1. Quintana, left corner 3. She connects. First 3-pointer on the evening for the Huskies. And they have a 7-6 lead. 4:40 left to go in the first quarter. Lee now going to slow things down for the Wildcats. Over on the left side. Not a lot of movement here as West LA looks to make a pass. Aranjo with the active hands. She gets another steal. She's ahead of the pack. Left side layup is good. So 2 points for the Huskies, and that's going to force West LA to take a timeout. 4:18 left to go here in the first quarter. And the ELAC Huskies have a 9-6 lead here on the campus of East LA Community College. Again, I'm Noah Alvarez, and you are listening to ELAC basketball here on SportsNetUSA.net. This is the second game of the day. As I mentioned earlier, it was supposed to be originally an 8-team tournament, but 2 teams dropped out last minute, so there's only 6 teams in the tournament now. The first game of the day was between Moore Park and Citrus College. Moore Park won by a final score of 77-35. Leading scorer for the Moore Park Raiders was Caden Mew. And if you remember, if you're a fan of ELAC basketball, they ended, Moore Park that is, ended ELAC season last year in the Southern California Regional Playoffs. Caden Mew, Sabrina Belquist, Skylar Dillon, all sophomores that were on that team last year that eliminated the Huskies. They won't be meeting in this year's tournament, but they did, however, play in a previous tournament this season. As we return from the full timeout, looks like Tommy Loera, the head referee tonight, reminding the players on both benches to make sure they take out any hair clips that might be in their hair. New player to tell you about on the floor for the Huskies. Wearing number 32, it's Patience Walk. She's checking into the game for the first time. And for the Wildcats, Lauren Sterling, wearing number 2, is going to check in, as well as Examaya Miller checking back into the game. She's joined on the floor by Davidson, who nearly had the ball poked away from her, and Schwenke. They round out the 5 for the Wildcats as Shadow drops it off to Davidson. 7 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Schwenke hop step to the right side and gets the short range to go. They trail now 9-8 first quarter. Quintana bringing it up for the Huskies. Martinez gets it down low to Walk. Walk kicks it back to the high post. Now kicked over to Quintana on the right side. She drives middle. Can't get the teardrop to go, but it will be 2 free throws for Quintana. She converted on her first free throw of the evening earlier that was capitalizing on a 3-point play. Quintana is a freshman from Woodland Hills. Played at El Camino Real High School in that area, averaging 17 points per game, which is good enough to lead this Huskies team. She connects on both free throws, so it's an 11-8 ball game. 3:27 left to go here in the first quarter. Shadow now working against Martinez. She drives baseline, left side, can't get it to go. Now it's Walk pushing the pace. 2-on-4 as the Wildcats do a nice job of getting back quickly. Walk looking to get the ball to someone else, and this pass is over the head of Quintana. Should have been Wildcats' ball, but it was Sterling who couldn't control the ball, so it'll be a turnover by the Wildcats. Quintana will inbound. That one nearly took out some of the equipment here. As a broadcaster, you not only have to have good skills, but you have to have good reaction skills as well, reflexes. Make sure the equipment doesn't get damaged. As Walk drives left side, she draws some contact. Can't get her mid-range jumper to go, but she will go to the line. The foul is on Lauren Sterling. excuse me, Examaya Miller her first. Walk is another freshman, a very young team. As the Huskies will look to make a sub. Coming into the game for the first time, Karis Saguchi. So it's Saguchi, Quintana, Walk, Ayana Franklin, and Isabel Aranjo on the floor for the Huskies. First free throw by Walk is no good. The 5 on the floor for the Wildcats. Davidson, Sterling, Miller, Schwenke, and Lee. And so they're going to call a lane violation. I believe they said number 34, but I think they meant 31, Ayana Franklin. And they're going to see a little full court pressure here from the Huskies as they trap Davidson as she gets it over the timeline. 2:45 left to go. It's Lee now on the right side. She settles for the mid-range jumper, can't get it to go, and it's Walk who grabs the defensive rebound. It's been a nice job by the Huskies corralling defensive rebounds early on in the game. This pass by Quintana is a little too hot for Franklin to handle. It's a turnover for the Huskies. 11-8 is the score in the first quarter. Day number 1 here of the Okawa Classic at the E-Arena as Lee drops it off to a cutting Davidson, and Davidson with a nice baseline cut. Miracle Davidson gets her first points on the evening, and it's an 11-10 game. Here in the first quarter, Quintana facing a little pressure from Lee. Now going to drive middle. Uses her left hand, can't get it to go. Aranjo goes for the rebound. They're going to call an over-the-back foul on the 5'11 forward. She's averaging 6.5 rebounds per game, but a little too aggressive there. 2 team fouls on the Huskies early on. 5 team fouls on the Wildcats. 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter as Lee. Wildcats swinging it around. It's Davidson chucking up a 3 from the left side. She can't get it to go, but grabbing the long rebound is Sterling. Sterling tried to get it down low. Quintana comes up with the steal, but she gets it poked away. Now Lee kicks it off to Schwenke. Schwenke met by a gang of Husky defenders, and she still gets the close range shot over Quintana. It's 2 points for the Wildcats, and they take a 12-11 lead. Huskies now get it down low to Walk on the right side. She connects for the 2, and that's Lee called for the foul. She hit Walk across the arm as she went up. It was a good cut by Walk coming in from the top of the arc. There's also a good pass there by Franklin. And now Hannah Perez will check in for the Huskies, as well as Talia Shadow. She'll check back in for the Wildcats. Walk connects on the free throw. It's a 3-point play for the Huskies. 1:20 left to go. Huskies have a 14-12 lead over the Wildcats. A little pick and roll. A Shadow gets a nice entry pass to Schwenke. Schwenke can't connect with the left hand. Aranjo grabs the rebound. Just over a minute left to go in this final first quarter. They're going to kick it to Perez. Perez now slows things down. Walk, aggressive drive. Down the middle of the lane, she gets the floater to go. 2 more points for Walk. 2 more points for the Huskies. It's a 4-point lead. Shadow now has the ball, gets a screen by Schwenke. Mid-range jumper, I believe her foot was on the line. And it's a good rebound there by Franklin. Heading the other way, it's Walk. She has a one-on-one opportunity, but she brings it back. About a 12-second differential as Saguchi knocks down the 3-pointer for the Huskies. So a little spurt of offense here as dangerous pass there to Davidson. She misses on the teardrop. And now with 20 seconds left to go, the Huskies can settle for the last shot. It's Aranjo in the left corner. She drives baseline, tries to draw contact, doesn't get no call. And now Davidson going the other way ahead of the pack. It's just her and Walk. She draws contact by Walk. Looked like she went up in the air early. Davidson wasn't able to get the layup to go, but she will go to the line for 2 free throws. 6 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Huskies have a 19-12 lead. Reminder, you are watching ELAC basketball here on sportsnetusa.net. Davison going to the line for 2 free throws. She's averaging 18.5 points per game on the season, shooting 43% from the field. A 68% free throw shooter. She connects on the first. Cuts the deficit down to 6. It's the Huskies' third team foul. Second free throw is no good. 6 seconds left. Walk is going to have a sense of urgency. She chucks up. Doesn't get the friendly roll. It was a deep 3 as the buzzer sounds to mark the end of the first quarter. And your ELAC Huskies have a 19-13 lead at the end of the first quarter. A reminder, you are tuning in to ELAC basketball here on sportsnetusa.net. The Okawa Classic here, as they do every year. The 10th annual Okawa Classic. Who are the Okawas, you might be asking? Well, the Okawa Classic is named after Dan and Susan Okawa, who are both former employees here at ELAC and were both big supporters of the women's basketball program. From time to time, they will be in attendance. Still, even though they're retired, they'll still come back and support the women's basketball program. As we get ready for the second quarter of action. Huskies 2-12 on the year, looking to pick up their 3rd win of the season. It's only their 3rd home game of the year. The 5 on the floor for the Huskies. Walk, Seguchi, Perez, Aranjo, and Bishop. It's going to be Perez. She chucks up a corner 3. Right side, can't get it to go. Now Shadow grabbing the defensive rebound, looking to push the tempo. Aranjo picks her up. Someone's left wide open for the Wildcats. It's a 3 for Connor. She can't get it to go, but it's a rebound all by herself on the left side. It's a layup missed opportunity by Miller. Seguchi kicks it out to Perez. Perez takes another 3 from the right wing, and she gets this one to go. 22-13 is the score in the second quarter. 9:18 left to go. Shadow falls to a knee, hits a cutting Sterling, but they're going to call a travel, I believe, on her. So another turnover by the Wildcats. 9 minutes left to go, second quarter of action. Aranjo waiting for someone to come up as they get into their play set. Aranjo now in the high post, drives left, tries to kick it out. It's deflected. A lot of Wildcat defenders in the air. Walk saved it. And now it's the Wildcats heading the other way, still heading from left to right. It's Connor. She drives, goes through some contact. She does get the whistle. Can't get the layup to go, but she will go to the line for 2 free throws. The 5 on the floor for the Wildcats. It's Shadow, Sterling, Miller, Connor, who's shooting the 2 free throws, as Davidson's now going to check in, substituting for Sterling. Quintana also going to check in for the Huskies, as Aranjo is going to get her first break on the evening. Another sub for the Wildcats, as Tiara Eatman checking in for the first time. First free throw by Connor is no good. She shoots 70% on the season, averaging just over 9 points per game. They're facing a 9-point deficit, trailing 22-13, but that makes it an 8-point game. 22-14 is the score. 8:40 left to go. As this pass intended for Walk, and it's going the other way. Davison ahead of the pack. She drops it off. A good hustle there by Perez. Could have been an easy fast break opportunity, but Perez was hustling down for the Huskies, and that's something you want to see if you're head coach Bruce Turner. Now they're going to get it down low. Morris works her post move, can't get it to go. She had a much smaller Perez on her. Her Layup was strong. Now it's a 2-on-1 opportunity and good ball movement there as Walk connects on the right side for 2. Credit the assist to Diamond Bishop. They get it down low to Harris again. She has Walk on her, and this time she is able to attack the middle of the lane for 2 points. Saguchi now slowing things down for the Huskies. 7:50 left to go in the second quarter. It's 24-16. And this three-pointer is good by Perez. She had a defender all up in her face, but it didn't matter as Saguchi was able to connect for her second three-pointer on the evening. Excuse me, that was Perez. She's connecting on her second three-pointer on the evening. 27-16. It's Miller. Miller hesitated a little bit, and she gets called for traveling. She has a shocked reaction on her face as it's another turnover. A lot of turnovers for the Wildcats early on in this game. 27-16 as Schwenke's going to check back in for Harris on the Wildcats side of things. On the floor for your Huskies, Perez, Quintana, Saguchi, Capers, and Bishop. It's another three by Perez. She can't get it to go. Bishop gets the tough rebound. Her shot is no good, blocked by Schwenke. Going the other way is Connor. Connor almost picks up her dribble, swings it to Davison. Davison thought about the three-pointer, and she took too many steps. Another turnover, 3 straight turnovers by the Wildcats. 7 minutes left to go. 27-16 is the score. Checking into the game for the first time this evening is Maddie Black. She's out there with Bishop, Capers, Quintana, and Saguchi. Black gets the ball over on the right side. Looking to make an entry pass. She kicks it out. Bishop's mid-range jumper is no good. She gets her own offensive rebound and draws contact. That's going to be a foul on Schwenke as she drove baseline. It looks like West LA is playing a soft zone, and that's one of the trickier things when you play zone is making sure each player boxes out and crashes the board. You've seen already a few times the Huskies had plenty of offensive rebounding opportunities early on in this game, which is quite ironic because coming into the game, West LA was a stronger offensive rebounding team. As her second free throw, they're going to call a lane violation, I believe, on the shooter. It looked like it was Davidson who was caught leaning too far. Referee Anthony Carter made the call. I believe he got mistaken that it should be Bishop shooting another free throw. The referees are going to talk it over. Got it. So, Tommy Loera does a nice job of explaining it was a lane violation on both the shooter and Davidson of West LA. So they're going to redo the free throw, the second free throw opportunity. Bishop will have another chance of it. Takes a couple dribbles. And so her third free throw is able to go. 2 for 3 on that trip as we had a little bit of confusion there by the referees, but it's all good. We got it worked out. 29-16 is the score. There's a cutting Connor. She gets it down low. Defender's all up in her face, and they're going to call a foul as she wipes away some of the contact that was made there. They're going to call that on Saguchi. Second team foul of the second quarter. Good effort and hustle by Bruce Turner's team early on. Huskies have a 29-16 lead with 6:38 left to go in the second quarter. First free throw by Connor is good. Connor's second free throw is short, but it's Davidson who grabs the rebound. Fight for the loose ball. Goes back to Connor, the shooter, and she gets the teardrop to go. So it ends up being a three-point play for the Wildcats unintentionally as Segushi's pass is deflected. A little bit of chaos as Davison now has the ball. She gets her shot blocked by Quintana on the right side. She does make a diving attempt to save it from going out of bounds, but it'll be a turnover nonetheless. Good defense there by Quintana. She picks up her second block on the evening. The freshman from Woodland Hills being very active on both ends, offensively and defensively early on in the game. Looks like we're going to see a little bit of full court pressure from the Wildcats as they face a 10-point deficit. Aranjo checks back into the game. Quintana almost picked up her dribble, drives left, throws it up with her left hand, can't get it to go. And they're going to call the foul on Connor, excuse me, as she was trying to strip the ball away. Made contact with the forearm. Quintana back at the line. It's her 4th and 5th free throw attempt on the evening. Connects on the first. 6 minutes left to go in the second quarter. And she extends the Husky lead to 12. 31-19 is the score. A 5 on the floor for the Huskies. Black, Quintana, Aranjo, as this three-pointer is good. Left wide open with Sterling. She connects from the left side. It's the second three-pointer by the Wildcats on the evening. Now Aranjo drives right side. The lefty shoots mid-range, and she gets the friendly bounce. 2 points for Aranjo Gomez. Now Connor over on the right side. She's going to drive baseline. She has Bishop on her, and Aranjo deflected away the pass. That was intended for Sterling, who was in the opposite corner. Kennedy Rankin's going to check in. Excuse me. Maddie Black subs out as there was a little bit of confusion of who was checking in. And so a little bit of number confusion is as Kennedy Rankin now checking in for Maddie Black. And this teardrop by Schwenke is no good. Quintana dribbling it up. She gets double teamed, but she's able to crack the double team. Bishop now has the ball on the right side. Drives baseline, gets double teamed, and there's a jump ball between her and Schwenke. Schwenke using her long frame, standing at 6 foot. Very good at grabbing offensive rebound, blocks, steals, does it all for this Wildcat defense as they face a 33-22 deficit with 5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Shadow patrolling the offense for the Wildcats. Now Sterling has the ball. She dumps it off to the high post. Entry pass is deflected away, and your Huskies have another steal. They kick it ahead to Rankin. Rankin shoots the mid-range jumper right side. Can't get it to go, but right there is Aranjo, and her floater is good. An easy 2 points for Aranjo, and they are working the Wildcats on the offensive glass. It's Shadow who makes an entry pass to Sterling. Sterling tries to pull a reverse, but it's blocked by Bishop. Right there for the putback, though, was Miller. Miller's attempt is no good. Going the other way is the Huskies. Quintana going to take a three-pointer deep from the top of the arc. Can't get the friendly bounce. It's rebounded by Bishop, though. Capers now has the ball. She gets it down low to Bishop. Bishop misses her attempt. And 4 minutes left to go in the second quarter as this ball, again, was nearly headed for the computer and the equipment here on the desk. Had to take a brief moment of action, but we're all good here as there's 4 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Your ELAC Huskies lead 35-21. Reminder, you're watching ELAC basketball here on sportsnetusa.net. I'm Noah Alvarez, joined by Albert Robles for game number 2 on day 1 of the Okawa Classic. The 10th annual Okawa Classic as the Huskies host this tournament post-Christmas time, right before New Year's. And right before teams start beginning conference play, the Huskies still have a couple more games before they start South Coast North Conference play. As we're going to have a substitute checking in for the Huskies at the next dead ball. 5 on the floor for the Huskies. Aranjo, Quintana, Capers, Bishop. And this three-pointer is good by Quintana. And the 5th member on the floor for the Huskies is Rankin. They're doing a little bit of a trap defense, and blowing right past the trap was Connor. She gets the entry pass down low to Schwenke, but fouled on the way up by Capers. So Schwenke is going to shoot 2 free throws. It's the 3rd team foul by the Huskies. 3:48 left to go. And now checking in for the first time this evening is Emily Liu. She's a freshman from Alhambra. Knocks down the first free throw. And 2 for 2 on that trip is Schwenke. 38-23. It's a 15-point lead for your Huskies as they look to add that lead. Aranjo now gets it down low to Liu, who just checked in. Huskies swing it over. It's a long 2 by Bishop. She can't get it to go. Rebounded by Schwenke. 3:30 left to go in the second quarter. It's a 3-on-2 for the Wildcats if they pursue it. It's a long 2-pointer for Sterling, and she connects, gets the friendly bounce. 38-25 as the Wildcats look to cut into this deficit. Capers gets it over to Quintana on the left wing. She's guarded tightly by Sterling. Quintana with the teardrop going right, throws it up with her left hand. Not an easy thing to do, but Quintana made it look easy. Now it's a 40-25 game for the Huskies, who are looking to pick up their 3rd win on the evening. It's a wide open 3-point opportunity for Miller. Miller can't get it to go, but Sterling chases down the rebound. Entry pass to Schwenke, and they got Aranjo trying to go for the steal. 13-point game. Rankin by herself on the left side. She drives middle, splits the defenders. Ball is tipped out. Aranjo now has it on the right side. The lefty looking to get things going. Quintana going to take a deep 3 from the left side, but another long rebound for Aranjo. Mid-range jumper. Can't get it to go. This one again tipped out to Aranjo. Mid-range jumper from the left side, and she connects. 2 minutes left to go in the second quarter. You are watching ELAC basketball here on SportsNetUSA.net. The Wildcats of West LA looking to claw back into this one. It's Miller. Fancy dribbling there. She faked the pass, goes up herself on the right side. That's 2 points for the Wildcats. Feels like every time the Huskies want to extend this lead to 15 or 17 points, the Wildcats answer with a good key bucket here as Rankin gonna drive. Lost her dribble. That's a turnover for the Huskies. Haven't seen too many of those this evening. Connor now dumps it down low for Schwenke, and she connects using the black backboard. And it's a turnover in the backcourt. Martinez gonna check in for Rankin. And Diamond Bishop is gonna check back in. Excuse me, I think they're gonna wait. No, Bishop's gonna check in for Capers. Now checking in for the Wildcats is Davidson, as she is joined by Aitman, Schwenke, Harris, and Sterling on the floor. Harris gets the ball down low, can't get the close range shot to go. Quintana facing some full court pressure. A minute left to go for the Huskies. Dumps it off to Liu, right side. She connects. 2 more points for the Huskies. It's a 13-point lead. 57 seconds left to go. Sterling dribbling up the ball. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. This ball is poked away by Quintana. Sticky fingers here as she drives left. Drove a little too far as she wasn't able to get connected, and this is a dangerous pass. Full court heave, gets it over to Schwenke as it's deflected by Bishop. And now this ball is poked all around the place as Lou momentarily had it. It's poked away, but I believe it's off the knee of Lou, so it should be Wildcats ball. They'll be inbounding from the left side. About a second and a half differential between game clock and shot clock. 44-31 is a score. Schwenke in the high post gets it down low to Harris, and they're going to call an offensive 3-second violation on Angel Morris. So the sophomore has her third turnover on the evening. Shot clock is turned off. 22 seconds left as Aranjo drives. Free throw line extended jumper. Can't get it to go. Now they kick it back out to Martinez, who thought about the three-pointer. Still 12 seconds left to go, so they could settle for the last shot. But now there's another 3 seconds call, this time on Emily Liu. Back-to-back 3-second violations as Shadow's getting ready to check back into the game. She checks in for Sterling. Maddie Black going to check in for the game for the Huskies, as well as Seguchi. 10 seconds left to go. Shadow taking her time, gets it over the timeline. 6 seconds left to go. She gets a screen from Schwenke. Drops it off to Davidson. 2 seconds left. Free throw line jumper. Can't get it to go at the buzzer. And so your score at the end of the first half, your Huskies 44, the Wildcats of West LA 31. Reminder, you are watching ELAC basketball here on SportsNetUSA.net. I'm Noah Alvarez, joined by Albert Robles on the broadcast, and we'll take a momentary break for the halftime, as we'll be back to cover the second half of action in just a moment. back here at the E-Arena as we are ready for the second half of action between East Los Angeles College and the Wildcats of West LA. I'm Noah Alvarez, joined by Albert Robles on the broadcast. It's a 44-31 game, so we're just about ready for the third quarter of action. I have some stats to get to you as Quintana is on the floor with Martinez, Bishop, Capers, and Aranjo. They're going to call an early traveling call on Martinez. So the Huskies start the third quarter with a turnover. Not ideal if you're Coach Turner. Huskies looking to pick up their third win of the season. Shadow on the floor with Davidson, who that last pass was intended for. Quick substitution as Aitman's going to check in. Also on the floor is Schwenke, Davidson, Morris, and Shadow for the Wildcats. 9:30 left here in the third quarter. Aranjo drives baseline, hangs in the air for a little bit, but can't get it to go. This pass is intercepted by Quintana. Quintana draws contact from Harris as she drove left. She intercepted that outlet pass that was intended for Shadow. Morris didn't see Quintana at all. So another quick turnover for the Wildcats that results in an opportunity to score two for the Huskies on this trip. This is day one of the Okawa Classic, as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast. The Okawa Classic named after Susan and Dan Okawa, both former employees here at the campus of ELAC, both big supporters of the women's basketball program. Every year they host this, the 10th year in a row. Well, maybe not 10th year in a row due to the COVID pandemic season, but 10th year that they've done this tournament, as the second free throw is no good. Going the other way for the Wildcats is Morris. She draws the foul. That's going to be on Capers. Trying to strip the ball away from her. Hands a little too active, but if you're Coach Turner, you appreciate the hustle and effort. Checking into the game now is Sterling. She's joined on the floor by Shadow, Schwenke, Davidson, and Aitman. A 5 on the floor for the Wildcats. Sterling inbounding the ball, looking for someone. Almost got to the 5-second violation. They get it down low, left side to Schwenke. Spins right. Can't get the friendly bounce. Quintana grabs the rebound. A little bit of full court pressure here. Little trap as Quintana stops her dribble. And it looks like Coach Turner was able to get a timeout. Quintana was definitely in trouble there in the corner, trapped by both Aitman and Sterling. Quintana was going to throw it off the foot of one of the defenders. 45-31 is the score, 9:01 in the third quarter. You are watching ELAC basketball here on SportsNetUSA.net. I'm Noah Alvarez, joined by Albert Robles on the call. It's the Okawa Classic, day one. I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, this is game two earlier in the day. Moore Park defeated Citrus College 77-35. Yes, that was the final score. And right after us at 6 p.m., if you can make it over, you can catch a good game between Orange Coast College and College of the Canyons. Orange Coast currently undefeated on the season, 13-0. So definitely a team to watch for if you're local to the area and you care about JUCO basketball. Aranjo inbounds to Capers, and the Huskies now with 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Looking into getting their play set. Quintana going to drive. She has Shadow on her. She steps back, takes a long two. Huskies try and grab the offensive rebound, but it's Sterling now pushing the tempo. Gets it over to Davidson, right side. Davidson draws the contact. It was Capers who tried to block her shot from behind, but it'll be a three-point opportunity for Davidson. Davidson came into this game as one of the key players for this team, leading the team with 18.5 points per game, shooting 69% from the free throw line, shooting 43% from the field. Her first free throw, or only free throw, is no good, but the long rebound goes to Aitman. Aitman kicks it back out. Errant pass. Is that going to be a backcourt violation? It is. Sterling tried to save it, couldn't grab it in time. And it's a 12-point deficit for the Wildcats. 8:30 left to go in the third quarter. Quintana, who in the first had 15 points, she dishes it over to Bishop. Bishop's mid-range, no good. Aranjo with some good defensive pressure to slow down the pace. The Wildcats swing it down low to Schwenke. Schwenke by herself. Left-hand reverse, can't get it to go. Always tricky with the offhand as she wasn't able to get the friendly bounce. Aranjo now drives baseline, left side. Too strong on her attempt. Fight for the rebound. Is going to go off the Wildcats, so it'll stay Husky ball. 8 minutes left to go in the third. Both teams fighting for loose balls. A lot of hustle on both sides of the floor. Quintana, right corner. Three-pointer is good. She connects. Her third three-pointer on the evening. She now has 18 points in the game. Aitman now trying to respond with a three-pointer of her own. She left this one very short. Martinez throws it off Schwenke as she was able to corral the defensive rebound. Again, a good job by the Huskies. Only 9 offensive rebounds thus far. This is the team second in the state, West LA is, at grabbing offensive rebounds. Quintana nearly loses a dribble as she's able to get it over the timeline. A little bit of trap defense here by the Wildcats. Bishop takes the bump, can't get the layup to go, but she grabs her own offensive rebound. It's poked away, and now Capers has it. Fresh shot clock for the Huskies. Capers now left side, over to Quintana. 15 seconds left. Quintana takes a deep three, can't get this one to go. Fight for the loose ball, and there's a foul by Martinez on Sterling. That's the third team foul by the Huskies. Still plenty of time if you're the Wildcats to climb back into this game, but they have to do a better job of taking care of the ball. Huskies doing a nice job of keeping their foot on the gas pedal, applying pressure on both sides, attacking the paint on offense, as well as having active hands on the defensive end. Martinez doing a little bit of full court pressure on Shadow, who will bring up the ball for the Wildcats. 7:05 left to go in the third quarter. You are watching ELAC basketball here on SportsNetUSA.net. Schwenke drives baseline, kicks it out to Connor. Three-pointer. She connects. It's a 12-point lead now for the Huskies. More full court pressure. They kick it ahead to Rankin. The 5 on the floor for the Huskies. Aranjo, Martinez, who chucks up a 3. Rankin, Bishop, and Quintana. Shot goes out of bounds as it bangs off the rim. So a chance to cut this lead to single digits if you're West LA. Full court pressure as Martinez and Quintana trap, but they get it over to Shadow quickly. Now they swing it over to Aitman, right side. Good ball movement here. This one's deflected out of bounds by Bishop. She's had active hands. Has 1 steal on the evening already. 6:24 left to go in the third. Checking into the game for the Wildcats, Lauren Lee. Entry pass to Schwenke, and she makes a nice move spinning to her left. Capitalizes on 2 in the middle of the lane. It's now a 10-point game. Aranjo pushing the tempo. Short range jumper rims out. It was halfway down before it falls out. Bishop chases the offensive rebound. And now Quintana facing some pressure by Lee. Gets it down low to Rankin. Rankin fading away. And her shot is short. Another chance for West LA to cut the lead to single digits. Lee drives right. Martinez on her. She draws contact from Martinez as she was trying to strip the ball away from her. Call made by Tommy Loera, the head referee in tonight's game. So it'll be 2 shots as Martinez is going to sub out. Coming in, Kara Suguchi, who provided 7 key minutes in the first half of this game. Only has 3 points, but those 3 points were big. She also contributed 2 rebounds, 2 assists, as well as 1 steal. Good bench play has been another key for this lead by the Huskies that they've been able to amount in the first half. Lee's first free throw is no good. So the 5 on the floor for your Huskies: Aranjo, Rankin, Bishop, Quintana, and Seguchi. Lee's second free throw. Gets the nice bounce. 1 for 2 on the trip. It's a 9-point game, 48-39. 5:48 left to go in the third quarter. This is the Huskies' first game of the Okawa Classic. Aranjo now has the ball, facing a trap. Gets it to a cutting Rankin, but she overran the pass. This one's kicked ahead to Amon on the other side, and she's able to capitalize on the layup. 2 more points as the full court trap has wreaked a little bit of havoc for this Huskies offense. Some errant passes that haven't gone their way. 2-on-1 now on the other end as Seguchi had it down low, picks up her dribble. Rankin with the floater, she gets it to go. Rankin has been a nice spark off the bench, the transfer from Cal State LA. Now the Wildcats have it down low. Amon's shot is no good. Bishop kicks it ahead to Aranjo. 2-on-3. Her shot is no good. She leaves it up short. And now the Wildcats have numbers if they want to pursue it. Good job by the Huskies to get back, but Connor chucks up a 3. Long rebound goes to Amon. And her runner has some nice touch. And a good job there by Coach Heron to call the timeout for West LA. It's a 50-43 game. 30-second timeout for West LA. Reminder, you are watching ELAC basketball here on SportsNetUSA.net. 50-43 is the score, 4:41 left to go in the third quarter. ELAC having a little bit of trouble, not so much getting the ball over the timeline, but making the passes right after they get the ball over half court with this full court pressure by the Wildcats. West LA turned to a little bit of this in the second quarter of the game, but really seeing this in full force. An athletic group he has on the court, Coach Heron. The 5 on the floor for the Wildcats: Sterling, Shadow, Connor, Davidson, and Schwenke. 5 on the floor for your Huskies: Aranjo, Quintana, Bishop, Rankin, and Seguchi. Excuse me, that's Capers, not Bishop. So Quintana now has it, gets it over to Rankin. Rankin nearly traveled, as now they slow things down. 18 seconds left on the shot clock for Quintana. She drives left, blows past her defender. Left-handed teardrop, no good. Fight for the rebound. No, it's a jump ball. Arrows pointing the way of the Wildcats. So it'll be Wildcat ball. A chance to cut the deficit to 5, even 4 if they connect on a three-pointer. Haven't shot too many three-pointers on the evening. Only 4 thus far through 3 quarters. Well, 2.5 quarters. Sterling is going to sub out. And Morris is going to check back in for the Wildcats. Still the same 5 on the floor for the Huskies. More full court trap by the Huskies as they're giving the Wildcats a little bit of the taste of their own medicine. Shadow kicks it ahead to Schwenke. Schwenke got Aranjo up in the air. Can't connect on the 2-point conversion, and it's Morris who grabbed the offensive rebound. And it looks like they're going to call an offensive foul, Morris looks like she came up with the elbow, and the fans here in support of West LA aren't too happy about that. A pretty good showing for day 1 of the Okawa Classic. Supporters for both East LA and West LA. Battle between East and West. Quintana facing a little bit of full court pressure. She swings it ahead to Rankin. Now Rankin has on the left side. Thought about the long 2. Over to Capers. Capers mid-range is good. 2 points for the Huskies as they extend their lead back to 9. Schwenke gets double teamed. And are they going to call a foul? They are. Looked like Capers had both hands on the ball. Could have been a jump ball situation, but referee Anthony Carter calls that a foul. 15 foul for the Huskies. Only 2 team fouls on the opposite end for the Wildcats, so Schwenke will go to the line. First free throw, no good. Schwenke, the 6-foot freshman, averaging just under 7 points per game on the season. She owes 0 for 2 on that trip. Rankin's pass hits off the back of the backboard, and oh, that's an aggressive foul by Rankin on Aitman. Aitman got the ball off the deflection. The referees did a nice job of jumping in to intervene. Rankin has a smile on her face, so I don't think anything too severe is going to amount to this. It was just an aggressive, hard foul. Sometimes you see the landing of 2 players and you think, oh, that should be a technical or flagrant, but good job by the referee crew just to call that a regular common foul. .344 left to go in the third quarter. 52-43 is the score. First free throw by Aitman is good. Aitman's a freshman, averaging 9 points per game on the season. She connects on both free throws, 2 for 2 on the trip. 7-point game now as they swing it over to Seguchi. Wide open 3, right side, rims out. It was halfway down. Fight for the loose ball, and this time it's a jump ball between Aranjo and Connor. Possession arrow is in favor, so a fresh 30 for the Huskies as they stay down here. Quintana will be inbounding. She gets it to Capers. Quintana, 3-pointer, right side. This one's strong. Fight for the loose ball. Rankin flies into the stands. It looks like she got it off of Davidson, but no, they're going to mark it Wildcat ball. Good hustle by both Davidson and Rankin. If you watch Rankin play, wearing number 32, plays with a lot of energy and always plays with a smile on her face. Seguchi now guarding Shadow, who gets a screen by Schwenke. Good defense there by the Huskies. Davis is going to chuck up a deep 3. Rankin does a nice job, but she goes down hard on the court. You still see that smile on her face, though, so as hard as a fall as that looked, Rankin gets up, walks it off. It's a loose ball foul on Connor. 52-45, 7-point lead, 3:11 left to go in the third quarter. Huskies looking to fight for their 3rd win on the young season. It's a young team, only 2 sophomores, only 1 returner. Isabel Aranjo wearing number 15. Now here comes a transfer, and that's Rankin drawing the foul. I believe that's on Connor. Yes, that is on Connor. 4th team foul on West LA. 2 free throws for Rankin coming up. Rankin's played in 9 games this season of the Huskies 14. She played ball at Hamilton High School over in the Los Angeles area, if you're familiar with the high school basketball scene. She connects on the first free throw. Just over 3 minutes left to go. Another sub for the Wildcats coming up. A lot of substitutions for the Wildcats, always keeping their girls fresh. Davis is going to check in for Sterling. She's joined by Connor, Aitman, Shadow, and Schwenke, the 5 on the floor for West LA. More full court press. Shadow breaks it though, gets it over the timeline. This runner is good off the glass. Fancy finish there as it's 2 more points. Back to a 6-point deficit for West LA. Seguchi now slows things down. Aranjo kicks it over to her southpaw teammate, Quintana. They get into their play set, looking to post up Rankin on the right side. She goes to work against Schwenke, and there is an armbar penalty on Schwenke. little bit of a touch foul there as it's the 5th team foul. Coaches for West LA not too happy about that call. 2:33 left to go in the third. Rankin's first free throw is no good. And as they stay in street ball don't lie. Still a 7-point lead for the Huskies. And she connects on the second. So 55-47 is the score after Rankin goes 1 for 2 on that trip. 2:28 left to go in the third. They get it down low to Schwenke. Schwenke on the right side. She was able to get past both Aranjo and Capers. Does a nice job of slithering in between the defense. Aranjo tries to save it from going out of bounds, and it's a turnover for the Huskies. Ooh, I believe that was one extra step by Davidson, but she's not able to convert on the layup. Now, Rankin kicks it ahead to a wide open Aranjo. Assist for Rankin as she splits the double team in the backcourt. 57-49 is the score. Connor now slowing things down, chucks up a 3 from the top of the arc. Davison gets the loose ball, and there's a foul by Aranjo. She has a face of disapproval there. It's the 6th team foul by the Huskies. Now, I mean 2 free throws. Remember, things are a little differently on the women's side of things. Women's side, they play 4 quarters. Men's side, they do 2 halves, 2 20-minute halves. They're both playing 40 minutes. And in the quarter, 5 team fouls, and it means 2 free throws. So that means they're both in the bonus. Where on the men's side of things, it's 5 for the bonus, 7 for the bonus, 10 for the double bonus. She's able to connect 1 for 2 on that trip. 57-50 is the score. West LA looking to claw back in. Rankin now has the ball on the right side. Seguchi, mid-range jumper, right side wide open, can't get it to go. Aranjo fights for the loose ball, can't corral it before it goes out of bounds. 1:25 left to go. Huskies hanging on to a 7-point lead. It's been a valiant effort here by West LA in the third quarter. Looks like ELAC is going to play a little full court press on their own. We've seen this a couple times after some missed shots or some turnovers. Quintana defending Shadow. Shadow now gets it over to Morris. Morris, baseline jumper, left side, gets it to go. It's a 5-point game. This is the smallest deficit we've seen in a while. Aranjo now over the timeline, looking to slow things down, waiting for her guard to get something going. Rankin now has it. Seguchi, corner side right, 3, can't get it to go, and it's a long rebound for Schwenke. Just under a minute left to go. Sterling has the ball, cuts it to Schwenke, who cuts down the middle and gets a 2-pointer. Really good offensive series here by the Wildcats. Quintana, no, they're going to call it offensive foul. Quintana lowered the shoulder, and Shadow had the positioning. This is a 7-0 run by the Wildcats in this past 2.5 minutes. 45 seconds left to go, and if you're ELAC, you're just hoping this third quarter comes to an end. Lee looking to check back in to the game for the Wildcats. Shadow's going to take a quick breather. Again, 45 seconds left to go. Davis is also going to check in for Aitman. Maddie Perez checked in for the Huskies on the other end. Schwenke drives baseline, spins to the middle, gets her 2-pointer to go, and the West LA crowd is loving it. It's now a 1-point game. 33 seconds left. About a 5-second differential between game clock and shot clock. Quintana's trying to tell her team to slow down. Aranjo now has it on the left side. She's guarded by Davidson. Drives left. Draws contact, and it's a blocking foul on Schwenke. Schwenke and the rest of the West LA bench not too happy with that call. It was an aggressive drive by Aranjo. Again, this full court trap has really caused some chaos and a lot of forensic play by the Huskies offense. They do a nice job of getting it over the timeline, but once they need to make that third or fourth pass, they tend to panic, sometimes rush a shot, and that's allowed West LA to climb back into this game. First free throw by Aranjo is no good. Examaya Miller is getting ready to check back in for West LA. 16 seconds left to go on the game clock. Shot clock will be turned off for the Wildcats. 1 for 2 on the trip. It's a 2-point lead. Shadow and Miller are going to check in. Morris and Lee will take a seat. They get it in quickly to Davidson. And Aranjo tips this one away. Quintana now has the ball, drives left side, takes a big step, and gets the 2-pointer. Less than 5 seconds left to go. Shadow gets tripped up, and they're going to call a foul on Quintana. Looks like their legs got tangled up. Good hustle there by Quintana. And on the previous possession, good hustle there by Aranjo to deflect that pass away. It was a pass intended for Shadow, and she will go to the line for 2 free throws. 2.5 seconds left to go in the game, in the third quarter, excuse me. More subs coming in for West LA as Schwenke will sub out and Eatman will come in. 4-point lead for the Huskies. First free throw no good by Shadow. Shadow's a sophomore averaging 6.5 points per game. 0 for 2 on the trip. 2 seconds left. Quintana throws it full court to Perez, but a little bit too late as the Huskies finish 3 quarters of action with a 4-point lead. Again, you are watching ELAC basketball here on SportsNetUSA.net. It's the Okawa Classic, Day 1, Game number 2. As Moore Park defeated Citrus College 77-35 in the first game of today's action. Following this game, if you can make it out here, check out Orange Coast College as they take on College of the Canyons. That'll be a game between 2 teams ranked in the top 25. Orange Coast currently undefeated on the season, 13-0. So a good basketball game following. Good basketball game going on right now between West and East LA. Whether you're listening live or watching the replay, we thank you for tuning in to SportsNetUSA.net. I'm Noah Alvarez, joined by Albert Robles on the broadcast. Huskies looking to pick up their 3rd win here on the season. Both their other wins came at home. One of their other wins came against Oxnard here at home. They're able to pick up a win on the road as well. West LA entered tonight's game 7-3, looking to pick up win number 8. As I mentioned a couple times in the broadcast, a really strong rebounding team, but really been impressed by the Huskies' ability to offensive rebound them. 5 on the floor for the Huskies is Perez, Quintana, Rankin, Bishop, and Aranjo. 5 on the floor for the Wildcats. Conner has the ball now to Schwenke, Sterling, Davidson, and Eatman. And it's a turnover, quick turnover to start the 4th quarter. Davidson going to pull up from 3. Can't get it to go. Long rebound goes to Bishop. Bishop kicks it out to Perez. She has a 2-on-1 with her and Rankin. Back to Perez. Perez gets fouled hard, and both her and Davidson take a nasty tumble. Both players get up okay, though. Perez has a smile on her face, just like Rankin does, so not too much pain there after that hard collision. $60-56 is the score as Perez misses the first free throw. Second free throw is good. Extends the lead back to 5 points for the Huskies. 9:30 left to go in the game. It's crunch time for both the Wildcats and the Huskies. Who's going to come up big? Davidson drives baseline, swings it across to Miller. Miller's three-pointer is no good, and Bishop does a nice job of corralling the defensive rebound. Quintana facing some pressure from Eatman. Gets a screen by Rankin. Sets up a three-pointer for Perez. Long three-pointer, no good. The rebound goes short to Rankin. Rankin lost possession of the ball. Aranjo gets the putback. 63-56 is the score as the Huskies stay attacking the offensive glass. Wildcats look to get into their play set. Kick it out to Davison. Her three-pointer's no good. Schwenke misses the putback. This is going to be off of Perez as Davidson came in crashing for the rebound. .8:31 left to go here in the fourth quarter. And this one inbounded to Connor. Connor off the glass, left side, gets it to go. It's 2 points for the Wildcats. Back to a 5-point game. More full court pressure here. Aranjo brings it up for the Huskies. Gets it over to Rankin. Martinez, corner three, right side, gets it to go. Her second three-pointer on the evening. Martinez now has her first bucket of the evening. Shadow now has it on the left side. They're trying to get it to Schwenke. She sets a screen, kicks it out, and Aranjo deflected this one out of bounds. Pass was intended for Miller, but she was cutting baseline. So if Aranjo would have let that one go, might have been a good turnover for the Huskies there. Nonetheless, they inbound this one quickly to Schwenke. Takes a dribble, aggressive move in the middle of the lane. 4-2, 66-60 is the score. 7:40 left to go. It'll stay Husky ball. Good job by the Huskies winning the offensive rebounding battle. 19-12 they are. And for the overall rebounding battle, out-rebounding the Wildcats 46-40. That was a huge key coming into this game. Martinez kicks it over to Rankin, who drives middle. This one is short. Shadow now kicks it out. 7:30 left to go. Huskies looking to come away with their third victory on the season. And Martinez comes away with the steal herself. Some big minutes here in the fourth quarter by the sophomore. Aranjo takes a long two. She gets it to go. Nice touch there by the southpaw, the lone returner from last year's squad. Miller has the ball. She's guarded by Bishop. Gets a screen by Schwenke. Three-pointer by Shadow. No good. Schwenke grabs the rebound over everybody, but this one's blocked by Aranjo. Nearly deflected away. Quintana swings it over to Rankin, who's all by herself for two. And that's a 10-point lead. A quick 6-0 run by the Huskies that leads to a timeout called from the West LA bench. A reminder, you are watching ELAC basketball here on SportsNetUSA.net. 6:43 left to go in the game. Game number 2 of the Okawa Classic, day 1. Okawa Classic ranging from December 28th to the 30th. Tomorrow's slate of games, if you're looking to come back tomorrow in person, Orange Coast will take on Citrus for the first game of the day at 2 p.m. Game number 2 of that day will be East LA as they take on College of the Canyons at 4 p.m. And then Moore Park will take on this very West LA team at 6 p.m. And then for Friday's games, Orange Coast will take on West LA to start the day. College of the Canyons will take on Moore Park. at 3 p.m. And the last game of the last day will be between Citrus and East LA College. We'll be there for that game here on sportsnetusa.net. Myself and Albert Robles will be on the call. 6:43 left to go, 5 on the floor for the Wildcats as they bring it up. Miller, Sterling, Shadow, Morris, and Eatman. They get it down low to Morris. Morris quickly double teamed, and she fights through the double team to connect for 2. 8-point lead for the Huskies. Aranjo is on the floor with Quintana, Rankin, Bishop, and Martinez. Gets it over to Bishop. And this time she's called for a travel. The West LA bench has been calling for a travel all evening, and they finally get it. Lauren Lee checking in to the game for the Wildcats. This one's over to Morris. Left side, mid-range jumper, no good. She could have had a layup, but she picked up her dribble. Morris fights for the rebound, can't get it to go. There's a scrum. Aranjo tries to get this one, and it's Morris who connects for the 2 and draws contact. So West LA going back to their bread and butter. They're such a good offensive rebounding team, and there they showed why. They got a second and third opportunity in that possession. Another substitution as Schwenke will be checking back in for the Wildcats. 6:02 left to go in the fourth quarter. 6-point lead turns to 5 as Shadow's going to check in for Morris. 5-point lead. Looks like there's a stoppage of time. Molk forecourt press here by the Wildcats of West LA. Referee Tommy Loera and Jonay Irvin were talking things over, so that was the reason for the quick stoppage of time. No time added as Quintana drives it over the timeline, swings it over to Rankin. Left wing, 20 seconds left on the shot clock, so they can slow down and chew off some clock, and that's looks like what Quintana is going to do. Goes right. Oh, nice hesitation dribble. Too strong on her layup attempt, but it's kicked out to Aranjo. Aranjo too short on her teardrop. Can't get her put back to go. She corrals it again, and on the third chance on that possession, Aranjo now goes to the line for 2 free throws. That was a foul on Examaya Miller. Good offensive rebounding by both teams in this game. Connor's going to check back into the game, as well as Davidson for the Wildcats. Still the same 5 on the floor for the Huskies. 5-point lead as Aranjo looks to extend this to 7 if she connects on 2. High arcing shot, gets the first one to go thanks to a friendly roll. Again, you are watching ELAC basketball here on sportsnetusa.net. Whether you're tuning in live or on the replay, second free throw is good. We hope you've been enjoying this game. It's been a competitive one here on day 1 of the Okawa Classic. Lee all by herself, a little bit too underneath the basket though, as Shadow now resets it. This pass is intercepted by Aranjo, and she's all by herself. The lefty finishes with the left hand, nice and smooth. Martinez now gets the steal again. Third steal in this fourth quarter alone by Martinez. Long three-pointer by Quintana is no good. And more sloppy play. Martinez picks up her 4th steal, and she dishes this one down low to Capers. Capers capitalizes on a quick 6-0 run by the Huskies to extend this lead back to 9. Again, you are watching ELAC basketball here on sportsnetusa.net. 4:58 left to go. West LA taking a 30-second timeout. 9-point lead for the Huskies, 76-65. Martinez, 3 points on the evening, but she's come up with 4 timely steals. Leading the charge, though, this fourth quarter has to be Isabel Aranjo Gomez. She's come up with some key timely steals, as you saw in that last possession, as well as Gabrielle Quintana doing it on both ends, steals and points. She has 21 on the evening thus far, as they have a 9-point lead. In the quarter, Aranjo has 8 points, 5 rebounds, a steal, and a block. So she's been very active for this Huskies as they look to pick up their 3rd win on the season. Still the same 5 on the floor for the Huskies. Martinez comes up with another steal. Again, she has 5 in the quarter. Isabel, mid-range, left elbow, can't get it to go. Morris fights for the rebound, gets trapped immediately by the Huskies. Now there's numbers, 3-on-2. Shadow drives. Baseline jumper by Lee, too strong. Schwenke tips it out, and it'll be Husky ball, 4:30 left to go. So good job here by the Huskies to limit the damage on that last possession while the Wildcats had their number. Again, 4 steals by Martinez in this quarter alone. Relatively quiet the entire game, but this fourth quarter she's really stamped her mark on this game. She now has it, swings it over. Ball's now in Bishop's hand. Right side jumper, no good. 18 seconds left on that shot clock, and sometimes you like to see a little bit more time chewed off. Rankin is going to fight for a jump ball, and it'll be ELAC basketball after that jump ball. Been a relatively clean fourth quarter, too. Not too many fouls have been called. As Isabel drives right, throws it up with her left hand, can't get it to go, but she touched it. Well, her foot was out of bounds, so it would have been traveling either way, even if she was able to save it, because it didn't hit the rim or anything. She's been everywhere on the floor for the Huskies. A valiant effort by her, leading the Huskies to what could be their 3rd win on the season. This pass intercepted by Rankin. She falls into the sand, saving this one. A fresh shot clock as Quintana's going to chuck up an early 3-pointer. Right side, can't get it to go. Morris gets the rebound. 4-on-2, as a couple of the Husky players were jogging back defensively. I'm sure Bruce Turner was not too happy about that. Morris drives baseline, can't get the friendly bounce. She gets her own rebound. And there's a foul called on who? On Capers. That's huge because Aranjo has 4 fouls on the evening, so 1 more and she would be disqualified from the rest of this game. No other Huskies are in foul trouble. Capers picked up her 3rd foul, and for the Wildcats, Davidson has to be careful because she has, not Davidson, Schwenke has to be careful. She has 4 fouls, as well as Connor on the evening. First free throw is good by Morris. Brings it back to a 10-point game. 3:45 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Again, you are watching ELAC basketball here on SportsNetUSA.net. Rankin corrals the miss on the second free throw. Huskies will look to choose some more time off the clock. Looks to drive post. Rankin throws up a floater on the right side and gets it to go. And 1 opportunity, and I believe that's Schwenke's 5th foul. So Schwenke might be disqualified from the rest of this game. Actually, that foul was called on Lauren Lee. Free throw is no good, so it's only 2 points on that possession. Lee now has it going the other way for the Wildcats. Good outlet pass, but they can't connect. And now Aranjo gets it the other way. 2-on-1 for Rankin and Quintana. Quintana left side, too strong. And they're going to call a foul on, was it Connor? It is Connor. And that, I believe, is Connor's 5th personal foul. She's disqualified for this game. She finishes the game with 11 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. A valiant effort by Trinity Connor, but She leaves with her team down by 10. It's been a much more competitive game number 2 on day 1 of the Okawa Classic between East LA and West LA College. First free throw by Quintana is good. Quintana 7 for 8 at the free throw line after that trip. 14 fouls on the Wildcats. And this one, Aranjo hits the deck, no foul called, misses the second free throw as there's a travel called on Morris. So 77-66 after the one free throw and the turnover. Seems like the Huskies have made some better decisions battling this full court trap. Excuse me, it is 79-66, so a little bit of trouble with the scoreboard, as it's now a 13-point lead for the Huskies. Quintana goes coast to coast, can't get the layup to go on the left side. Eatman does a nice job of slowing things down, waiting for her guards to set things up. Morris to the middle, drops it off to Davison. Davison draws contact from Bishop and will go to the line for an and one opportunity. If she connects on the free throw, it'll be a 10-point game. So after a very, very strong third quarter in which the Wildcats outscored the Huskies 25-16, the Huskies have battled back with a strong fourth quarter of their own, currently with the 16-9 advantage pending this free throw. Shadow and Sterling will check back into the game. .252 left to go in the fourth quarter. And the free throw is no good, so it's a 2-point possession there for the Wildcats. Quintana now has the ball, gets it over the timeline, moving very fast. 2:40 left to go in the game. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Aranjo drives baseline right side. Now it's back in her hand again. She tries again, spins left, loses control of the ball. Now Shadow pushing the pace. 3-on-3 as the Huskies get back on defense nicely. .15 seconds left on the shot clock. Good aggressive defense there by Quintana. Can't come up with the steal. Ooh, and they're going to call a touch foul on Quintana, who did get Sterling across the arm. It's Quintana's third personal foul. They inbound it to Shadow. 19 seconds left on the shot clock as it did reset. Eatman gets a nice screen from Schwenke and gets a nice left-handed layup for 2. 9-point game. Martinez now has the ball. 3-on-3. She slows it down, waits for Quintana. She's been in command for much of the game. 2 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 steals, and 21 points for Quintana. This one is turned over as Sterling comes away with the steal. Errant pass deep, but Shadow gets it off the deflection. And looks like they're going to call a foul on Aranjo. It's a late foul on Davidson, so they're going to call it on the pass for Davidson. It looked like Aranjo just went up for the ball as if a quarterback throwing a jump ball to 2 receiver and a defensive back. Aranjo and both Aranjo and Coach Turner are very upset about the call. .134 left to go in the game as both Coach Turner and Coach Carter having a very intense conversation. If that foul is on Aranjo, I believe that is her 5th foul, and she'll be disqualified from the game. And now they're going to give a technical foul to Coach Turner. And he has every right to be upset, whether you're ELAC or West LA basketball fan. It was a jump ball. It was a ball thrown up in the air, short for the intended Davidson. Aranjo and Davidson both went up for the ball. The foul call was a push on Aranjo, but her back was facing Davidson as she went up for the ball. So Aranjo will have to sit. Her night is done. 20 points on the evening, a block, 4 steals, 1 assist, 12 rebounds, and this is the key one, 7 offensive rebounds on the evening for Aranjo. Her team has a 9-point lead as her night is finished. The technical free throw is good. So they shot the 2 personal foul free throws first. She has a chance to make it a 3-point trip with the technical free throw and can't get it to go. Looks like she's going to get 2 free throws for the technical. So this could have been a 4-point possession for the Wildcats. They still have a chance to make it a 3-point possession. Her 3rd free throw. She goes 3 for 4 on that trip, and it remains Wildcat basketball. So a huge swing of momentum here for the Wildcats if they can get a 2 or 3-pointer. 1:34 left to go in the game. Here at the E-Arena, some drama late. Lee's going to check into the game for Eatman. She's joined on the floor by Shadow, Morris, Schwenke, and Davidson, who's still grimacing. Looks like she got banged up on that knee after that tumble between that jump ball between her and Aranjo. Almost an errant pass, but Lee is able to corral it. They're trying to get it down low to Schwenke. This pass is intercepted by Rankin, who came in from the right side of the court. Good job by her. Quintana now still needs to get it over the timeline. 1:15 left to go for the Huskies. They need to chew off some clock and get a good shot here. And extending this lead would pretty much do it for the Wildcats. They don't need to foul. Quintana takes it back to the top of the key. Rankin now has it at the right elbow. She kicks it out to Martinez. Martinez left wide open in the right corner and knocks down the 3. And that will be the nail in the coffin for West LA's chances in coming back in this game. 50.5 seconds. There's no timeout. No timeout called. It's an inadvertent whistle. So both players already started heading back to the bench. 82-73 is the score. Currently a 9-point lead. Looks like they're going to work out some of the timing on the game clock. 52.8 is currently what it says. It's a 9-point lead for East LA as Coach Carter gets everything situated at the scores table. Still playing some full court pressure. Now Davidson has the ball. Quick 3-pointer by Lee. No, that's Morris who connects on the 3-pointer. And it's back to a 6-point game. Full court trap. Now they have to foul. They get it ahead to Capers. Capers gets bumped by Davidson. Over to Quintana, who's a really good free throw shooter, so you don't want to foul her. Shadow apologizes quickly as she did shove Quintana rather aggressively. And this was the last player on the court you want to foul. Her teammates are looking rather upset, but they should have jumped at the opportunity to foul Capers when she had the ball instead of Quintana, who is 7 for 8 from the free throw line in tonight's game. There should be 2 free throws for Quintana. And they're calling a technical foul. So it was an aggressive push by Shadow, at least in the opinion of the referees. It'll be 2 free throws for Quintana then, which really swings momentum, but she can't capitalize on the first free throw. How's the saying go and pick up again? Ball don't lie. 31.5 seconds left to go in the game. Coach Heron doing his best to plead his case for Shadow's foul being called a technical with referee Jonay Irvin. So to remain Huskies ball because of the technical. There's a sub. as Eatman's going to check back into the game. It was 31.6. 31.5 seconds. We put back onto the clock. 83-76 is the score. 31.5 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Huskies looking to pick up their third win on the season, and Shadow is going to have to make another quick foul on Quintana. Now, if you're the Wildcats, you're hoping for an 0-for-2 trip from Quintana, but that is rare because she is the best free throw shooter on this Huskies team. As if you look into the crowd, first free throw is good. You see fans from both Orange Coast College as well as College of the Canyons both filing in at this time as well. They're the game after us. If you can make it to the E-Arena. She goes 2 for 2 on that trip. 84-76 is the score. It's an 8-point lead. 85-76. It's a 9-point lead for the Huskies. 29 seconds left to go in this fourth quarter. A reminder, you have been watching ELAC basketball here on SportsNetUSA.net. I'm Noah Alvarez. Again, I'm joined by Albert Robles. A big thank you to Serwin and the rest of the staff here at ELAC for being able to accommodate and providing us the opportunity to broadcast tonight's game. Again, we'll be here for day number 3 of the Okawa Classic as the Huskies take on Citrus College. That's day 3. That game will start at 5 p.m. again on Friday. If you can make it out in person to tomorrow, there's 3 games in action. Orange Coast takes on Citrus for game number 1. East LA takes on College of the Canyons for game number 2, and then Moore Park takes on West LA for game number 3. Day number 2. This is still day number 1. Moore Park defeated Citrus in game number 1. ELAC looking to hang on for their 3rd victory on the season, and following will be Orange Coast versus College of the Canyons. This pass is deflected by Martinez, but still ends up in the hands of Shadow. Hands it off to Eatman. Corner 3 by Morris. This one's short. Fight for the loose ball. Nice save there by Eatman as she crashes into the scores table. Eatman swings it over to Morris. Wide open 3 in the left corner. Short again. Lou, who just checked into the game. As the clock hits 3, 2, 1, you hear the buzzer, and ELAC hangs on for their 3rd victory on the young season by a final score of 85-76. It was a valiant effort by both teams. A really scary 3rd quarter if you're an ELAC fan. West LA was able to outscore ELAC 25-16 in that quarter, but ELAC responded with a 20-13 advantage in the 4th quarter to hang on to the lead. If you're looking at the leading scorers, Gabriela Quintana finished with 25 points. She went 9 for 12 at the free throw line, so big minutes from her. Isabel Aranjo Gomez as well finished the game with 20 points. She fouled out with 5 fouls with a little over 2 minutes left to go. But good game on both sides as both East LA and West LA have a lot to look at the positives in that game. Again, I'm Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in to ELAC basketball here on SportsNetUSA.net. This Friday, in 2 days, we'll be here for Citrus College as they take on ELAC for day number 3 of the Okawa Classic. If you can't tune in live, we hope you can tune in via the replay on YouTube. That's Sportsnet USA 1, the YouTube channel, to tune in to ELAC basketball games. Again, thank you for tuning in. We hope you have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next time.